Good afternoon, everybody. We are here to provide some updates on the test and commissioning guidelines under the Department circular issued by the Department of Energy in June 2022. But before we discuss this recent issuance by the DOE, let me discuss first the relevant circular relating to the same test and commissioning activity. In June 2021, the Department of Energy issued the DOE DC 2021-060013, adopting a general framework governing the test and commissioning of generation facilities. A year thereafter, or in June 2022, the DOE issued another circular supplementing Circular DOE DC 2021-060013. These two circulars play a vital role in ensuring readiness of the generating units or facilities to deliver energy to the grid or distribution network. I'll briefly discuss the salient provisions of the first circular. First, the maximum period to conduct test and commissioning is 2 months from the approved schedule. Second, the test and commissioning period of 2 months shall commence on the date indicated in the Provisional Certificate of Approval to Connect or PCATC, issued by the transmission network provider of the distribution utility or DU. And third, upon expiry of the provisional CATC, or upon certification that the generation facility has completed the test and commissioning, the following shall govern. 1. There will be no more overriding constraints by system operator while awaiting the commercial operations.
And 2. There will be no bilateral contract quantity declaration, and no WCO payments for any injected energy.
But the generation company shall be charged for any energy withdrawn from the grid or distribution network. The 2021 DOE circular also prescribes the timeline of activities from the application to commercial operation, which I will summarize here. Alright. Let's start with the application for test and commissioning by the generation company. This should be done 3 months from the requested schedule for test and commissioning. It will be followed by the issuance of PCATC. This is expected to be issued 20 calendar days from the submission of complete requirements. Remember, no PCATC, no injection of energy to the grid. Next is the conduct of test and commissioning. The test will be witnessed by the system operator, transmission network provider, or the distribution utility. Then, the test and commissioning results and the plant's readiness will be evaluated. This will be done 14 calendar days from the completion of test and commissioning activity. In certain circumstances, the extension of test and commissioning may also be granted. After 14 calendar days from such evaluation and readiness assessment, the final CATC will be issued. A copy of such certificate shall be provided to the Energy Regulatory Commission and the market operator. And the license that authorizes the entity to operate a power plant or facilities called Certificate of Compliance will then be issued by the ERC, 60 days from receipt of the copy of FCATC. The generation company with COC may now apply with the market operator for commercial operation registration in the WCO. This will now change its status from test and commissioning status to commercial operation status. Let us now discuss the update on the guidelines based on the 2022 circular. As I've mentioned earlier, the new Department Circular DC 2022-050015 intends to supplement the first circular. The new circular basically allows the generating company with FCATC to operate its generating plant or facility and be compensated as price taker in the WCO, unless the ERC issues an order to the generation company, the immediate disconnection of its plant from the grid. We must note that such authority to operate entails obligation on the part of the generation company to comply with the rule on nomination of projected outputs, the dispatch conformance standards, and the forecast accuracy standards. The compliance with the said rules shall be monitored by the Enforcement and Compliance Office or ECHO. Breach of these rules will be imposed appropriate sanctions under the WCO Penalty Manual. The PEMC, through the Market Surveillance Committee, ensures that the appropriate penalty framework for test and commissioning related matters are clearly established and strengthened as well through rules development and enhancement. All generation companies whose generating units are still on test and commissioning status are encouraged to register in PEMC ECHO for the access to the tool that is being used for monitoring, or the CPEMS. This would allow you to get familiar with the system and prepare you for the monitoring once your FCATC is issued. For inquiries relating to your registration, you may email us at echo@wcom.ph. Thank you for listening to the updates on the test and commissioning guidelines. Have a nice day.